Welcome back, everybody, to another TNA Impact review. This week's is March 22nd, 2012, and I have to say that this show was kind of average for me. They had some decent stuff, and then the finish would screw it up. But I'll tell you what I mean when I get there. They start the show off by recapping the Bobby Roode abusing Dixie Carter at Victory Road angle. When he would go to pull her hair, like he did at the pay-per-view, they would show clips of it, and they wouldn't show the footage anymore. They just show like frames, and you could hear the audio, like Mike TNA and Taz going, "Oh my God, what's he doing?" And it wasn't that bad. I saw the pay-per-view, I did the review show for it, and it wasn't nearly as bad as they made it out to be, but I get what they're going for, so it's alright. Dixie Carter comes out. She says that Roode has disrespected the company more and more over the past 6 months. The crowd chants "Fire Bobby." What he did at Victory Road disgraced the company, and she's talked to attorneys to make the right decision, and he's only given her one. So Sting comes out. He says firing him is letting him off easy. No one gets revenge. Not him, not Dixie, not James Storm, or the fans. The fans chant, "We want revenge." Sting says that the general manager position isn't working, and he needs to talk to her about it. Sting says he came alive at Victory Road, and he can't be part-time general manager and part-time wrestler. He can't be both. He can't be part-time and compete at a Bobby Roode level. He says he got a concussion, so he's going to go home, he's going to get better, and he's going to come back better than ever. I think they may actually be building to Bobby Roode versus Sting at Bound for Glory, but they could do it earlier than that. That's just what I instantly got the vibe from. He says he will come back as just a wrestler. He steps down as general manager. He says he won't leave anyone hanging, and he has the right man for the job. A man who knows how to take the company to the top. One of the greatest of all time, and he's going to pass the power to the real Hulk Hogan. Bully Ray, backstage, says he's taking hostages tonight. Women, children, other wrestlers, he doesn't care. We have Austin Aries versus Zema Ion versus Tony Nese versus Kid Cash for the X Division title. This was a good match. A lot of dives here, a lot of crazy moves. The finish is all the guys go for kind of a superplex, a four-man superplex into a powerbomb type deal that just takes everything out of all the guys, and then Bully Ray comes out and makes them all look like shit. I thought this was good. Not the Bully Ray stuff. I thought the match was good. I thought everything was working just fine, and then Bully Ray comes out and makes them all look like jobbers. It was... why? I mean, why do that? Bully Ray could have attacked somebody backstage, anything. But this just made four guys look like shit. He clotheslines them, gives him a big boot, chops one of them, hits a choke slam. Then he grabs a mic and tells everyone he's Bully Ray and leaves. Bad. Did not like this. Mexican America is back. They're talking to Josh from Repo Games. That's what they called him. I don't watch the show. I could care less. He's trying to tow their car. He asks them some questions related to Mexico, and they get the first one right, but they fail the others. He's going to tow the car, but they say, hey, the girls got a shot tonight at the tag titles. We got a shot at the tag titles. We get these titles. We'll get more money. Money will start coming in. I have no idea. He says that we'll be back to pay you. He agrees to this. So the first one is Sarita and Rosita versus Eric Young and ODB for the Knockouts titles. They advertised the wedding April 12th. It shows an invitation on the screen that says nothing can go wrong. Taz says something always goes wrong, and TNA says he's no-selling the wedding. Taz says that in the history of the business something always goes wrong. We have a typical Eric Young match. He does a bunch of cartwheels around the ring. He takes his pants off. Sarita and Rosita try to flirt with him. ODB gets pissed off, attacks him, tells him to pull his pants back up, asks where his ring is. Then she kisses him and throws him on Rosita, and they get the win. They recap Crimson and Matt Morgan losing to Joe and Magnus from Victory Road. And then Crimson got pissed off and speared Morgan. Backstage, Crimson's watching Matt Morgan's auto insurance commercials. I like this. He says that he started getting weaker, and that Morgan started getting weaker in the ring, and he didn't care about the team anymore because he wants to go do this Hollywood acting career. I thought this was hilarious. And he says that next week is going to be him versus Matt Morgan. Morgan comes up, attacks him. They start to brawl a little. He beats Crimson's ass. He gets held back by some officials. I thought this was fine. This was actually pretty good. It shows Dixie. She says she doesn't know how she feels about Hogan being general manager yet. I can understand that, seeing as last time he was in charge, he held the company hostage and formed Immortal and raised hell for all these months and basically stole the company from her. So I can kind of understand why she wouldn't want Hulk Hogan to be in charge. It shows Jeff Hardy talking about Kurt Angle, how he beat him by cheating, and he wants him at Lockdown. Joseph Parks, Abyss, comes up, asks him if he knows where Abyss is. They show an awesome video package of James Storm starting in TNA, Bobby Roode starting in TNA, show some Team Canada stuff and some other old footage. This was a great video package. It hyped both guys up pretty big for Lockdown. I really liked this. James Storm comes out. He talks about how football should be all year. Guess is too expensive. What Roode did was wrong. Says a man that hits a woman's not a man, even though he technically didn't really hit her. In fact, he had a chair and was going to hit Sting. She got in front of Sting and he didn't hit her. So at Lockdown, he will be against James Storm, and he will be the next world champion. He will right all of his wrongs, and then he calls Bobby Roode out. But instead of Bobby Roode, we get a guy in a suit. He looked like Greg from Yes Dear. He says he's William Kelly and is Bobby Roode's legal advisor. He reads a statement about how Bobby Roode will stay in Canada till further notice since management has created an unsafe working environment. And the only obligation he has is Lockdown, and he's confident he's going to win the match. He suggests Storm wrestle Christopher Daniels and Kazarian if he still wants a fight, and Storm can pick whichever guy he wants. Storm says he will fight both of them tonight, and then he super kicks William Kelly. I thought this was pretty good stuff. It made Roode look like an even bigger heel, and he wasn't even there. It was great. Kurt Angle backstage says he already beat Jeff Hardy and he never loses. The cameraman says, well, you lost to Garrett Bischoff in the 5-minute challenge. He gets all pissed off. He goes and confronts Garrett. He challenges him to a 3-minute challenge. Garrett says, okay, sir, I'll try my best. And he says, Kurt Angle says, I hate your guts. We have Garrett versus Angle, 3-minute challenge. Garrett gets some offense on Angle. And Kurt Angle, one of the best of all time, is in here selling for this shit kid who sucks. Garrett runs down the clock. He's trying to kill time, so Angle gets pissed and he's chasing after him. Garrett runs out of the ring. When Kurt Angle gets to the outside, he runs back in the ring. Just looks like a total bitch here. Gunner comes out and throws him back in. They start beating him down. The referee rings the bell. Jeff Hardy comes out and scares him away. They show another Motor City Machine Guns Coming Soon promo. Same one they showed at Victory Road. Mexican America with Rosita and Sarita. They're okay to come back out, I guess. Versus Joe and Magnus for the tag titles. They get the heat on Magnus, but Samoa Joe gets a hot tag, and he gets in the ring, cleans house, he chokes out Anarchia, but he's tapping out, but Sarita and Rosita distract the referee, so the repo guy comes, and he carries the girls away up the ramp, and they eventually win. They hit the snapmare elbow drop onto Anarchia, and they get the win. Backstage, Hogan's coming in the building. The cameraman says, what do you think about this general manager thing? He says he doesn't know anything about it. He's just here because Sting called him. After the commercial, we see the repo guy carrying the girls to the car. And Hernandez and Anarchia show up. They're begging him not to take the car. Anarchia tries to take a swing at the guy, but he dodges it. And then he tells the girls, hey, they don't got a car, they don't have any money, come with me instead. So the girls go with him. I heard on the Wrestling Observer this guy wants to be a wrestler, so that's why he is doing this bit. He'll probably come back at some point, maybe for a feud with Mexican America, but who knows? This was horrible. Made Mexican America look like shit. Not only did they lose, the entire group lost all their matches, but then the guys get the girls taken and their car. Makes them look like complete geeks here and jobbers, and it just sucked. Then we have the world premiere music video of James Storm's entrance music that will be shown next week. I think this is actually sung by Surge. If anyone remembers Surge, I think it was when, maybe it was EV2. It was somewhere around that time frame. It's Dixie Carter's husband, and they just said his name was Surge, and he'd run out to save Dixie at times and get his ass kicked. I'm pretty sure he sings some of these songs. I think he sings James Storm songs, so of course you're gonna get a music video for Surge out there. We have a handicap, although it is a good song. Handicap match with James Storm versus Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. Christopher Daniels hides behind the ramp. James Storm comes out. He runs down to try and attack him, but Storm hits this nasty arm drag onto him, slamming him right on the ramp. Kazarian and Daniels kind of argue a little bit. I have no idea what the hell is going on with this angle anymore. I don't know what the problem is, why they're arguing, who cares. They do this kind of whip thing where they're going to whip each other into James Storm. He gets out of the way, hits a super kick on Kazarian, hits one on Christopher Daniels, gets the win. He gets a huge ovation from the fans. Sting comes out. Then Dixie Carter comes out. She has this weird-ass entrance music. I don't know what the hell this is. Then Sting says he's known Hogan for 20 years, and now he sees he's the real Hogan again. He's changed his ways. He's dropped Eric Bischoff. Sting trusts him and asks Dixie to trust him. Dixie says that Sting's never let her down and says, let's do this. So Sting calls out Hogan. Hogan comes down, and Sting says that Hogan made him and Dixie a believer. The fans start chanting Hulk Hogan, and that's it. He doesn't answer whether he's going to be the general manager. Spoiler alert, I'm sure he will. So, I mean, who really cares about this? Hulk Hogan is general manager. It's just going to be like Sting as the general manager, except without the wrestling. So, I don't know. I thought this was an average show. I thought the Bobby Roode lawyer thing was cool. I thought Bully Ray squashing the X Division would sucked. I thought the Mexican America matches were okay, but then they just buried the entire team. But you hadn't seen them on TV in months anyway, so who gives a shit? So really, I mean, it's just hard to care about any of this. Christopher Daniels and Kazarian get jobbed out, and they played into their angle somewhat, but who even can follow this and understand it? I watch the show every week, and I have no idea what the hell's going on with these guys. So I don't know. Next week, Hogan will probably be general manager, and that's it. So anyways, that's my review for this week's TNA Impact. I hope you guys liked the review. I'll be back tomorrow with Friday Night SmackDown, and I'll probably do another movie review tomorrow too. So I hope you guys check those out. Subscribe to the channel, leave some comments, and thanks for watching.